For just $67, you can make as many videos.
No sound on my side.
Okay, so I was just going on and on there. Try wholeness and balanced vibrations to everyone. Thank you so much for taking this opportunity to jump into this space. It's always a great time to continue to practice unity. And that's what we're doing here with the yoga today. Of course, I'm Sevan Bomar. I'm here with the tribe, and we are in alignment. Also, my brother Andrew Seeley, who's doing amazing things, and he's going to bring us through an amazing journey today. We love to start with the wisdom. Again, this is Wisdom and yoga and incense. So that brings an entire environment into your space. So we recommend that if you don't have any tea, you don't have any incense, then, you got something to do today. While you be trolling Amazon, maybe you get on that, find out some tree resins, jump on that video that we have on YouTube, how to burn tree resins and incense on my page. It really upgrades your life and brings in energies into the space that interact with your smell, which tap into a deeper level of your feelings and allow you to recall things that you may have forgotten, even in past lives, as they say. And we bring the tea in because the tea is also an ancient tradition. These herbs are here to assist you. There are so many elements inside of them. They haven't been able to itemize them all, nor does anyone really know everything that they do, but just having it in the system and harmonizing with that definitely is a great way to share the space. Now, our brother Andrew is here. I think his mic is queued up. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's queued up. I'm gonna ask him if he needs a little bit more time because, as you know, I can really deliver a gem in a moment. I can produce a gem like an egg right now. So let me check him out, see where his audio is at, and see how he's doing, and also send him some love from this side of things. Wholeness, Andrew from Costa Rica, how you doing?
Wholeness, blessings, coming in live finally. Wow. I'm here in the pool area of the gym at this hotel in Mexico City, on my way to teach a retreat over in Manzanillo. And I was like, wow, this all works out perfect. And they have this great space. They have like a yoga space, but it doesn't open until 8. Like, come on, yoga starts at 5 a.m. That's when we get up and we get our meditation in. Come on, where you guys at? So we're here now, excited to be here live and excited to be able to be here with Tribe. Thank you all for joining. Excited to read another stanza of the Bhagavad Gita and share this wisdom with you all. So much love, sending it to you wherever you are in the world. And great to see you. Great to see you, Sevan. Much love.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna let you get in gear there. And also, just so everyone knows, Andrew and our sister Alice are actually doing a retreat out in, I believe it's KRs. I'm sure he'll pronounce that properly. There's 3 more seats. It starts on the 7th. And so if you want to dive deeper into the yoga, then the links are actually in the description. I welcome you to, if you're in that area, you feel called to it, to definitely join in that space. And you've seen Andrew here, so you know what he's capable of doing. So in person, obviously, it's a treat. And as we keep building through this, I just wanted to give some context to what has been the energy that has been moving through this week. We do also have a hard stop, so everybody knows, in an hour. So, of course, we get into a nice flow. This is why it's probably good for you to, Even me, it just start twisting out, because when he starts going. We get a warm up, but it's like a jet, you gotta get it going. So, definitely move your body while you're, listening to this knowledge. And as you know, what we've been talking about is we've been talking about restoring the temple, because everybody but want to run up in this thing all the time. Everybody wants to pray to it and ask it for something. You know what I mean? Like, we found out that the temple, of course, is the body, and then the body is you, right? And it's the perfect geometry. But think about what people, and since you're a God, right? So they pray to God inside the temple. See how all this works? But imagine you're responsible for granting people's wishes. That's the whole reasons why prayers don't get answered at times on earth, is because the humans won't just take the to-do list and get to it already. They're waiting on something else that is actually themselves. So we know that we're the temple, we're God. And this also means, though, is that people request from us many things. They want things from us, and that at times wears down the temple, right? So for you to keep answering those honorings and prayers, depending upon who you got around you, for others, it's great to take a moment, take time for yourself, which is a very unique thing. It is a very deeply practiced aesthetic to take time for yourself. Few people are able to accomplish it. It's that tough. Get in there on yourself, go from your feet all the way to the top, and make that restoration process so that you can continue to travel through infinity. So that's what I had to deliver today, just from this spectrum of bringing things in alignment with what the cosmos is saying this week about where the energy should be and what we should be doing. So that's your actionable today. Do at least one thing. Take a picture of your body or part of your body right now, or when you get an opportunity that you want to fix. That is something going on right there. Just take a picture of that, and then practice this yoga 3 months later. Take that picture again and see the transformation and the change. So that's what it is. Lastly, I do want to also say, when Andrew talks about focusing on your intention for this yoga, he always mentions that, hey, this is a time to set the intention for the yoga and what you want to get. Men, do not take that for granted, because that is the moment that you're able to now put into the system of yourself what you are going to turn on your vehicle to manifest at this through this period. So it's extremely important to get that in your mind right now. What is it in life right now that's really becoming your nemesis, really becoming the problem? And then go ahead and say, I need that. I need clarity on that. Not always removal, clarity. So that's what we got.
Oh, setting up the camera here. So that...
Okay, sweet. That looks pretty good. I know the sound sounds a little bit far away, but we could dig it. Like, I really take most of my cues from exactly what you're doing. All right, so we're gonna let Andrew get a couple things coordinated over there, and on that, let's see, what else do we have beyond restoration and just taking that time? I mean, there is nothing else. It's a good time to just take a breath and then release the breath. Be happy that we're here. We have these fingers. Anybody out there with no fingers? Right? Like, there's a lot of beings here with fingers. Like, I spent time with some beings on earth that didn't have as many fingers, and they were just as happy, and they have figured out ways to do other things that we can't do, or that we can do with our fingers. And it was really a humbling experience. Like, if you ever see someone that is missing a limb or missing a member physically in life, it's a humbling experience to just see how happy they are. I'm not sure if it's the adversity produces the challenge, produces the gratitude, and if that's the formula working there, but there's a powerful formula working there. So I always love to, when I get into a really, dark space, you know what I mean? When it's all coming down, I love to look at my hands and be like, but buddy, you still have fingers though. And you have a lot more. And these things are given to you. They're a gift. Somebody had to pay for this. Somebody went through thousands of years of process to get to this, of what you're in possession of. So really value yourself properly and evaluate yourself properly, and start realizing just how powerful you truly are. So that's what I have. I think we're ready to go. I'm not going to talk all the way through yoga. I'm just, I'm filling in, I'm the guy that warms the whole thing up. That first act before the main event. Oh man. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Is it better?
Oh yeah. You're good now. Am
I coming in? Yeah. Better audio?
Absolutely.
Cool. Just needed to restart that real quick.
Okay, cool. So we can.
Okay. And just let me know if I pop off or anything. Just let me know, because I'm here and the Wi-Fi seems to be good, but you just never know these days.
Yeah. Well, Latin country, so it's always great.
So I'm saying we got to get those Tesla panels and get it all set up and dialed in Costa Rica so that we can just be
satellite connection anywhere.
We got to be operating on our own system.
Absolutely. Got it in the backpack. I'll just be the scout guy running around with it in the backpack. Shielded with Shungai. I know somebody.
Beam me up.
Wi-Fi, brother. It's like Shungai, baby, with that Shungite suit on. If you want to make it simple, just grind up Shungite and soak your clothes in it. That's it. It's no, you're like, how is you applying it? What kind of lasers are you using? It's like, oh, I'm just soaking this in water and just drying this out in the sun. It's working. Shungite shirt, make sure it's black though and not your favorite shirt.
Oh man. Well, it's a blessing to be here with you all another day to give forth this praise, this offering of our practice, our love, our light, and excited to see you all shining bright wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for showing up today. I'm going to start with a verse from the Bhagavad Gita. We're on chapter 3, Karma Yoga, the path of spiritual action. And the last verse went into depth as to intellect. And I'll just read you the last paragraph of the last verse, which is on page 400. Intellectual giants, masters of many languages, veritable walking liberals of knowledge and deductive philosophy, but who are devoid of the help of clear-eyed intuition, have a diluted intelligence, functional on the plane of reality, but obstructive to divine wisdom. Hence, the development of intelligence should not be left without the guide of intuition. The more the intelligence is made complex, diluted, and broadened by the realizations of delusion, the less its depth and focusing power is discovering the true nature of things and of one's self. But when the meditation and devotional practice of divine teachings, the soul's intuition begins to guide the development of intelligence, it is then that delusion instead of wisdom is doomed to destruction. So that was the last verse that I read here on page 400. And now we're going into verses 33 through 34. It says, even the wise man acts according to the tendencies of his own nature. All living creatures go according to nature. What can superficial suppression avail? And then verse 34, attachment and repulsion of the senses for their specific objects of nature oriented. Beware the influence of the duality. Virility, these two psychological qualities are one's enemies. Even a wise man, not to speak of ordinary individuals, finds his sense governed by his general nature or inherent tendencies. That is the sense in accordance with habits formed through previous prenatal or postnatal actions. Feel compelling attraction to certain things and are repulsed from others. The basic behavior and character of all living things are determined by the laws of nature, most specifically by mass karma or the universal cause-effect principle. But each man is additionally subject to his previous individual karmas, which determine his or her own characteristic moods, inclinations, and habits that govern his or her thoughts and actions. A superficial suppression or mere restraint of external effects will not suffice to alter the course of nature's law. Since attachment and repulsion to objects of the senses are the result of man's self-created karmic inclinations and are the cause of his bondage, these dual obstructions in the path of liberation must be removed. Man should be governed by wisdom and not by prejudice. Moods and habits ruled by the dictators of attraction and repulsion. Torturing the senses as in protracted fasting to control greed, or in laying on a bed of nails to remove the desire of comfortable mattresses, or extreme suppression of strong inclinations, will not bring a liberation from the underlying desires, which are fed by obstinate, previously acquired impulses. This whole universe is governed by laws of karma. No one can escape them by crude force. Only by gradual taming of these senses, through wisdom-guided sense experiences, and by self-control can man be free from identifying himself with attachments and repulsions. A lover of truth under no circumstance should imitate the bond slave of the senses, who is unwillingly even to fight for freedom. The sincere devotee must never slacken his efforts to overcome all impulses of sensory attachment or aversion. The soul is a perfect image of the spirit and is ever contented. The pseudo-soul or ego of the body-identified individual is never satisfied, enslaved by the attachments of the aversions of the senses, and the diversified mentality of the ego fails to perceive the eclipsed unconditional bliss of the soul. To avoid this calamity, the natural or habit-created dual inclinations of the senses are to be shunned, thus preventing a blackout of the inner divine bliss. The ego gazes through the nature-created reddish, dark spectacles of attraction or repulsion. So everything appears as red and gloomy, the colors of rajas and tamas. By turning away the vision from the senses and their neutral limitations, the wise devotee perceives within his soul the constant, luminescent happiness. Happiness! Those who practice spiritual exercise regularly, but not deeply, will encounter both satisfactory and unsatisfactory experiences. While meditation on the cosmic sound, they may hear it clearly and feel its vibration, power, and peace, or they may experience little or no manifestation at all. They may see the spiritual eye clearly or only dimly. According to the experience of the moment, they alternate between attachment and aversion to meditation. This attitude leads to spasmodic efforts, to deep meditation after glorious results, and to relaxation of attention when good results are not forthcoming. The earnest devotee must not indulge in the retarding longings for the aversion to meditation. Ardent consistency is spiritual effort and is necessary. Otherwise, the senses will all too often impose the second nature of dual psychological sensory conflict that prevents self-realization. Natural inclinations in man, that is, inclinations born of his material nature, are fundamentally unnatural for soul perception. For this reason, Jesus pointed out that while it is natural for men to seek bread and earthly goals, the wise first seek truly native kingdoms of spiritual happiness. And seek not ye what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, neither be ye of doubtful mind. For all these things do the nations of the world seek after, and your Father knoweth that ye have need of these things, but rather seek ye the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. And that's Luke 12:29 through 31 in the Bible. And that ends verse 33 and 34, of which I feel that the number one teaching here is not to be distracted by your psychological senses that prevent you from self-realization. Instead, seek onto the God that is within the kingdom of you, and to be fully devoted to truly practicing the meditation to find that which is deep within your heart and that light that sparks the spirit that is your being. So that is our reading for today. And I do have some tea, so I will cheers you. Cheers.
All the strength and
For
all the
today's,
courage. Much love, family. And flexibility.
So for today's class, we'll get started on our backs. As you lay on your back, go ahead and create some space. Breathe into your hips, open up your arms, relax into your back body. Lengthen all the way through your spine. Strengthen through your third eye, activating your mind. As you take a deep inhale into the tops of the lungs, exhale through your mouth. Nice deep inhale into the tops of the lungs. Exhale to the bottom of the belly. Go ahead and bring your left hand to your heart, your right hand there over. Cultivate an intention for your class today. That intention could be something as simple as to relax into the breath and allow the breath to calm the body. Or that intention could be as complex as drawing forth a deep sense of meditation in all of your movements today. Whatever that intention is, let it be near and dear to your heart and let it flow through your practice as your art. Take a nice deep inhale into the tops of the lungs. Exhale to the bottom of the belly. Although there may be sounds, noises, vibrations all around us, know that with our breath, we can come back to center. We can come back to wholeness. We can come back to that effervescent feeling of being fully intertwined with our soul's purpose that is divine. Nice deep inhale to the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, gentle hold. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gentle hold. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, gentle hold. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gentle hold. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, gentle hold. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gentle hold. Deepest inhale you've taken all day to the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gentle hold. Sipping one more sip of air. Hold it. Exhale through the mouth. On your next inhale, gently bring the feet onto the mat, spread through your toes. See if you can tickle your heels with your fingertips. Take a nice deep inhale, hips lift up. Hands reach up and over. As you exhale, bring the hips down, bring the fingertips towards your heels. Inhale, hips lift up, breathe up, lengthen up. Exhale, lower the hips down. Inhale, lift up, breathe up, lengthen up. Exhale, lower the hips down. 3 more deep breaths. Lifting the hips, creating space through the upper body, activating the core, breathing into the lower abdominals a little bit more. Last 2. And 1. Keep the hips up. Go ahead and extend your right leg forward. Flex your toes towards your shins. See if you can bring both hips into alignment. Lift your right leg up to the sky and pulse up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the right foot on top of your left knee. Gentle swivel side to side, releasing the lower back, letting the spine glide. Inhale, hips lift up. Open up the right knee as much as possible. And as you exhale, allow your hips to settle back down towards the mat. Nice. Go ahead and bring your hands to your rib cage and see that the rib cage is drawn in. The core is corset, using the lower abdominals to draw the navel in. As the rib cage draws in, inhale, bring your right knee towards the right side of the mat. Exhale, bring your right foot towards the left side of the mat. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Using the breath. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Creating more space through the body. Diving deeper into the inhales. Diving deeper into the exhales. Allowing the breath to do its work of creating more space. Diving deeper into that healing space. Really finding your breath. Realizing that no matter where you are in time or in space, you can always connect back to that healing place that is amplified by your breath. Nice deep inhale brings you back through center. Go ahead and interlace your hands to the left knee crease, or you can bring your hands over your left knee, depending upon your flexibility. Flex through your toes as you bring the right knee in towards you. We're gonna pulse in, opening up your hip, creating more space with this figure 4 pose. Breathing deeply in and out through the nose. Taking your time to gently unwind any tension, any stress from your spine. Nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, gently release, extending the left leg out, drawing the right knee towards your right shoulder. Open up into your ankles, take some gentle circles into your right hip, your right knee, your right ankle. Breathing fresh oxygen into the body. Go ahead and opposite the rotation, gentle circles in the opposite direction. Breathing deep inhales, long exhales. Flexing open those toes as you breathe in and out through the nose. Go ahead and bring your left hand to your left hip, right hand to your right knee. Flex through the toes, gentle swivel out to the right side. Pulsing into your right hip. Drawing some more activation into your right glute, releasing tension from the inner groin as you release the lower back. Nice deep inhale draws you back through center. Go ahead and extend your right heel up towards the sky. Interlace the hands behind the hamstring. Maybe you can interlace the hands behind the calf, maybe even your ankle or your heel, depending upon your flexibility today. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. Inhale, right, exhale, left. Just gently bringing some more fresh oxygen into your hamstring, creating some more space all the way up through the body. Diving deeper into your inhales and your exhales. Last 5 deep breaths, really creating space into that right hamstring, opening up through your back body. Last 2. And 1. Go ahead and draw that right knee into the chest. Bring the right knee over to the left side body for a gentle supine twist. Opening up through your right arm, looking towards your right thumb. Coming to the space where we realize we are all one, a deep sense of integration that brings forth the healing sensation through body, mind, and spirit. Knowing that each one of these asana means firm seat. Each one of these asana actually are an opportunity to bring ourselves to a deep meditation. They say that you can reach enlightenment in any firm, balanced asana. So that's why this practice of asana is so important, because it brings us to balance in body, mind, and spirit. Nice deep inhale draws us back through center. Hug the right knee into the chest. Look towards your left foot and draw the left foot about 3 inches up off the mat. Go ahead and extend both hands forward. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. Maybe you can draw your knees towards your lips. Give yourself a little self-love, a little kiss. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left knee draws in towards your chest. Right knee draws in towards your chest. Give yourself some big rolls on your back body. Creating more space up and down the spine. Breathing fresh oxygen into your mind. Coming back to your intention. Awesome. Both feet come down onto your mat. See if you can tickle your heels with your fingertips once more. Inhale, hips lift up. Hands reach up and over. Exhale, hands come down. Hips come down. Inhale, breathe up. Hips lift up. Hands reach up and over. Exhale, down we go. Use the breath to guide the motion, allowing the breath to flow in and out of your body like the ocean. Last 3 big breaths. 2 big breaths. And 1 big breath. Your next inhale, keep the hips lifted, keep the hands up overhead. Stretch through the left leg, extending the left leg forward. Take a nice deep inhale, really lift the hips as you ground through your right foot. Lift your hips up, use those glutes. Left leg reaches up to the sky. Pulse up high for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and place the left foot on top of the right knee. Gentle swivel side to side. Really let the spine glide. Release through the lower back. Nice deep inhale, hips lift up. Exhale, lower the hips down to the mat. Draw your hands to your rib cage. See that your whole spine is nice and lengthened onto the mat. Inhale, left knee comes to the left side. Exhale, left foot comes to the right. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Use the breath. Let your mind be light. As we focus our thoughts not on the outside world, but instead move to the inside world, using this as an opportune time to relax your mind and to breathe into the light that rides all the way up your spine. Bring forth activation of your third eye so you can see divine within each and every being, within all that you're seeing. 3 more deep breaths. Nice. On your last one, come back through center. Go ahead and draw the knee and the ankle in towards you. You can interlace your hands behind the knee crease, or you can interlace your hands over the knee. Go ahead and pulse in. 10, 9, 8. Flexing open the toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw the left knee into the chest. Extend the right leg out. Take some big circles into the left ankle, left hip. Breathing into that relationship of your body and your breath. Big circles here. Create more space with your inhales, create more depth with your exhales. Go ahead and opposite the rotation, gentle circles in the opposite direction. Taking your time to breathe fresh oxygen all the way in and up. Deep breaths. Go ahead and bring your right hand to your right hip, your left hand to your left knee. Draw the left knee out to the left side. Pulse into it. Open up into the glute, open up into the groin. Create more space. Bring a little smile on your face. Life is good. We're practicing yoga together. We're feeling into the body. We're feeling into the consciousness of mind's eye. Breathing into the changes of life. As life continues to bring us all types of changes on the daily basis, all we can do is find our breath and choose to adapt. We adapt and we create, we evolve and we sustain. Deep inhale brings us back through center. Extend that left heel up towards the sky. Interlace the hands behind the hamstring, maybe behind the calf, could even be behind your ankle, depending upon your flexibility today. So you inhale, open to the left. Exhale, close to the right. Inhale, open left. Exhale, close to the right. Really allowing your breath to create more space through your hamstring. Finding a deeper sense of awareness as to where you can bring your breath. Maybe it's your calf. Could be the space behind the back of the knee. Could even be the lower back here. Wherever you are, utilize your breath. Dive deeper into the inhales as you lengthen your exhales. Releasing any tension, any stagnation, any unneeded thoughts. Nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, gently draw left foot in towards you. Bring the left knee over towards the right side body. Coming into your gentle supine twist. Breathing fresh oxygen all the way up your spine as you space into the length of the spine. Each breath bringing a little bit more space in between each vertebrae. Placing your gaze at your left thumb. Realizing that all the stuff that happens outside of us is out of our control. What we do have control of is that which is our own body, our own mind, our own heart, and our own connection to the divine. When we choose to fully harmonize in that space, we witness all the nature around us bends to our liking. It bends to our manifestation, and it bends to the way that we see reality. So when they say, oh, you're bending reality. Oh, that was an incredible magic trick. Oh, how'd you do that? You know, like they say, a sleight of hand. It's becoming so mindful with how your heart is connected to your hands that the art that you create is in direct relationship with all life. Nice deep inhale brings you back through center. Go ahead and hug that left knee into your chest so you continue to give life your best. Place your gaze towards your right foot and lift your right heel about 6 inches above the mat. Extend both hands forward. Take a nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, switch. Deep inhale, exhale, switch. Deep inhale, exhale, switch. Really using the breath to create more space through your body. Diving deeper into your core. Breathing in a little bit more. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and draw both knees into the chest. Give yourself some big rocks on your back body. Opening up the whole spine. Nice deep inhale. Draws you up to a comfortable seat where the spine can be upright. Find that comfortable seat. Take a deep inhale. Hands reach up, lift up, lengthen up. As you exhale, hands to heart center. Nice deep inhale, hands reach up, lift up, lengthen up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands reach up, lift up, lengthen up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Find that intention at your heart center. Take a deep inhale into that intention as you prepare for Om. Inhale, hands reach up, lift up, lengthen up. As you exhale, bring your palms onto the mat, unfold your legs, stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees, your heels over your toes. Take a deep inhale in through your nose as you lift your heart forward. Exhale, draw the navel in, create an arch in your spine for cat pose. Inhale, lift and lengthen, heart forward. Exhale, draw the navel in. Inhale, lift and lengthen, heart forward. Exhale, draw the navel in. Keep the breath moving, keep the body grooving. It's your time to find more space all the way through your spine. Diving deeper into the inhales and the exhales. Nice deep inhale brings you back through center. So you inhale, reach your right hand up. So you exhale, draw the right shoulder down, tap. Inhale, lift up, lengthen up. Exhale, draw the right shoulder down, tap. Inhale, lift up, lengthen up. Exhale, right shoulder down, tap. Last two, big breaths. And one. So draw the right shoulder down this time. Allow the right shoulder come down to the mat and bring your right ear as far forward away from the right shoulder as possible as you move forward, really reaching through your side body. Diving deeper into your inhales and your exhales, creating more space. Letting your breath set the pace. Taking your time with each breath. Relaxing your mind. Coming back to that breath, which is divine. Really stretching through the side body. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, press into your left hand. Draw yourself back through center. Press into your palms. Lift your knees just 3 inches up off the mat. As you inhale, heart lifts forward. As you exhale, draw the navel in. Inhale, heart lifts forward. Exhale, draw the navel in. Inhale, heart lifts forward. Exhale, draw the navel in. Bring both knees down to the ground. Left hand reaches up to the sky. Exhale, left shoulder taps down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, create more space. When you lift up, create more depth when you draw the shoulder down. Last one, deep inhale. Exhale, left shoulder comes down to the ground. Extend the right fingertips forward. Relax your head and your neck. See how much space you can create through your side body, all the way from your right hip to your right fingertips. Breathe. Last two big breaths. And one. Inhale brings you back through center, pressing into your right palm. Spread through your toes. Go ahead and lift the knees up, pedal into the feet, come into your first down dog pose. Really allowing the palms to connect to the mat, opening up the feet, opening up the soles of the feet. as our feet are our first connection to the earth. Relax the head, opening up the neck, moving the neck side to side, letting the spine glide, working out any little kinks that you may have in your hose of consciousness that we call your spine. Tap into stillness and feel your inner divine as you press into your heels, open your toes, breathe deeply in and out through your nose as you press into your palms. Really feel the arms wrap so that your eyes of your elbows are facing one another. If you feel the length in the arms, feel the strength in your heels. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, bend your knees, tap the knees down towards the mat, pressing the hips towards your heels. Inhale, lift the hips up. Now ground your heels towards the mat, rooting down through your feet. Inhale, high up on your tippy toes. Exhale, ground down. Inhale, high up on the tippy toes. Exhale, ground heels. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, tap down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, open those hamstrings. Inhale, high up on the tippy toes. Exhale, knees tap down. Open those hips. Deep inhale, up. Exhale, ground the heels. Last one. Knees tap down towards the mat, looking between the hands. Step or hop it forward. Inhale, up halfway, lift and lengthen. As you exhale, forward fold. As you forward fold, really allow your spine to lengthen here. Bring your hands to opposite elbows. Release your head and your neck. Maybe you shake the head, yes, life is good. Shake the head, no, we don't need any more masks. Shake the head, maybe, just maybe. Consciousness will overthrow this delusion. It brings us into separation and illusion. Yes, shake your head, yes, we are coming back to this consciousness. Yes, we are coming back to this awareness. Yes, we are coming back to this embodiment of freedom. It starts with each and every one of us. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, bend your knees, rise to stand. Drawing the hands to heart center. Nice, deep inhale, hands reach up, lift up, lengthen up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Deepest inhale you've taken all day. Hands reach up, lift up, lengthen up. Interlace the fingertips. Create one straight line of energy all the way from the base of your feet through your fingertips. And as you exhale, take a deep lean to the left. Really feeling the lower belly draw in to create more space through your side body. Squeeze the knees together. Squeeze the hips together. Squeeze your glutes together. Squeeze your arms together. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, solidify your core. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. Inhale, up. Interlace the palms. Squeeze through the lower belly. Draw the rib cage in. Feel the lower belly knit in as you lean to the right side. Really squeezing the legs together. Squeezing the arms together, creating more space to your side body, diving deeper, allowing the breath to fill your body with fresh oxygen, stretching all the way through your lungs. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, go to the distance. Inhale brings you back through center. Exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. Inhale it up. Exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. Inhale it up. Exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. Feels good to be alive. Inhale, breathe it up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your palms, bend your knees, walk the feet back to plank pose. Go ahead and swivel onto the left side. Reach the right hand up to the sky. Place your right foot in front of your hip. Really spread through your toes. Breathe the hips up, lift up, lengthen through the arms. Right hand comes to your left shoulder. Tap. Inhale, open. Exhale, tap. Inhale, open. Exhale, tap. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really feeling the lower obliques as you reach the right hand up. Maybe your right foot comes to tap back on top of your left. Finding the balance here. Maybe you can lift your right leg up, step it behind you to open up the chest even more. As you begin to explore your breath, take a deep inhale here. Exhale, right hand comes down to the mat, lower through chaturanga. Inhale up to your up dog, gentle swivel side to side. Breathe into your spine, let your spine glide. Nice deep inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, down dog, pedal into your feet. Take your time, realign to the length of your spine. Spread through your fingertips, open up your palms, take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, come back into your plank pose. Lift the lower belly, ankles together. Draw the navel in towards the midline as you swivel onto the right side, lifting the left hand up to the sky. Nice deep inhale here. Step your left foot in front of the hips. Open up through the hips. As you exhale, left palm touches the right shoulder. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Use the breath. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left hand reaches up to the sky. Stack the left foot back on top of the right. Maybe you can open up, feel into that delight as you step the left foot behind the hips. Open up into your chest. Create more space. Deep inhale brings you back through center. Take your time. Exhale, lower through. As you inhale up, rise into your divine, into your heart space. Gentle swivel of the shoulders side to side. Nice deep inhale, draw the shoulder blades on the back body. As you exhale, ground your knees down. Hips come back, spread through your fingertips. Inhale up to the right. Exhale down, inhale up to the left. Exhale down, inhale up to the right. Exhale down, really opening up the hips here. Creating some more space. Bringing awareness and discipline. Even with a smile on your face. Knowing that the beauty of this all is that we can do it with a smile. Do it with a deeper sense of joy. Right? The discipline of life is moving through the fire, breathing through the pain, through the suffering, right? You ever see the Buddha with a sad face? Nope. Just saying. Inhale, bring yourself back through center. Go ahead and tuck your toes, hips up and back, down dog pose. This life is a blessing, so treat it as such. Each and every moment, an opportunity to grow more aware of the beauty of harmony that continues to present yourself with opportunity to find more grace, to find more ease, and to breathe love into every single space. As you exhale, bend the knees, step or hop the feet in between the hands. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands reach up, lift up, lengthen up. Exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. Inhale, breathe it up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your palms, bend your knees, step or hop back, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, up to your up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take 3 deep breaths in your down dog. We'll do 2 more Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar means praise to the sun. It's an offering to the sun, also known as a sun salutation. Right? Back in the days, we used to salute each other as gods and goddesses, as loving beings. We would bow onto one another as reflections. So this is an opportunity for you to do this once again. Bend the knees, look in between the hands, step or hop it forward. Inhale, up halfway, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, breathe it up. Exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. Inhale, breathe it up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your palms, bend your knees, step or hop it back. Lowering through your chaturanga, inhaling up to your up dog. Exhale, down dog. How do we salute the sun? How do we salute one another? How do we salute ourselves? With grace, with love, with an energy that allows us to rise above, to continue upon this path of righteous self-realization. Gentle bend in the knees, look in between the hands, step or hop it forward. Inhale, up halfway, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, breathe it up. Exhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. Inhale, breathe it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up halfway, lift and lengthen. Plant the palms, bend the knees, step or hop it back. Lowering through your chaturanga. Inhale, up to up dog. Exhale, down dog. 3 deep breaths. Feeling warm now. We'll take a deep inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky. Open the hip up high, take 5 big circles into your left knee, starting with the feminine side. We say ladies first, right? We start with the feminine side because it's the Shakti, it's the active, it's the creative, right? And then we do the second side, which is the right side after, which is the structure, the discipline. So opening up the creativity. Nice deep inhale, open up the left leg as much as you can. As you exhale, draw the left knee across the body to the right upper arm, finding that balance. Inhale, open, exhale, across. Inhale, open, exhale, across. Last one, inhale, open, exhale, across. Draw the knee to the nose, give it a kiss, step the left foot in between the hands. Come high up on your back heel. As you inhale, rise up, crescent pose. Nice, utilize the breath here, really reach through the arms. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, right hand forward, left hand back. Really open your wingspan. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, tap your right knee down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right hand comes down, left hand reaches up. Take a deep twist. Bend your front knee a little bit more. See if you can create a little bit more extension through the lower back, more length into your right pelvis. As you exhale, place your left hand down and pull the left toes back towards your shin. Gentle swivel as you let the breath flow in. Diving deeper into the inhales and the exhales. Relax your head and your neck. Maybe you begin to circle the left ankle, taking your time to relax your mind, tapping into the breath of the body, lengthening the spine. Nice deep inhale. Place a bend back into your left knee. Lift your right knee up. Inhale, rise up. Lift up. Breathe up. Exhale, both hands come down to the mat. Step the left foot back. Lower through chaturanga. Inhale up to your up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe into your down dog. Feel the length, create the strength. Feel that deep sense of clearing, a deep sense of optimization, a deep sense of relation. The right leg reaches up to the sky. Take a bend in your right knee, open the hip up high. 5 big circles. Opposite the rotation. Inhale, open up the right leg as much as possible. As you exhale, draw the right knee across the body to the left upper arm, tap. Inhale, open. Exhale, tap. Inhale, open. Exhale, tap. Inhale, open. Exhale, tap. Draw the knee in towards the chest. Step the right foot in between the hands. Feel the stack of your back heel over your toes. As you take a deep inhale, breathe in through your nose, lift up, breathe up, lengthen up. As you exhale, draw the hands to heart center. Open, left hand forward, right hand back. Create more space through your side body. Dive deeper into your breath. Expand with your breath. As you exhale, tap down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, tap down. Inhale, lift up. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knee comes down. Left hand comes down, right hand reaches up. Bring your right hand to your right knee. See if you can create a little bit more space here. As you twist, opening up your chest. Creating more space through your left hip point. Diving deeper into your lower back. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, right hand comes down to the ground. Pull the toes back towards you. Take a new view of that right hamstring. A few gentle circles here. Breathing into the body. Diving deeper into the inhales and the exhales. Really open up the toes. Breathe more awareness all the way from the crown of the head to the toes. Nice, go ahead and pull the toes towards the shin. Take a deep inhale as you fold in. Exhale, place a bend in the right knee. Lift your back knee up. Rise up, crescent pose. Exhale, both hands come down to the mat. Step the right foot back. Lower through chaturanga. Inhale up to your up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe into your down dog. Spread through the feet. Spread through the palms. Take 3 deep breaths. Nice. On your last one, go ahead and bend your knees generously. Step or hop. Feet between the hands. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice. Listen close. We'll go ahead and bring the hands up towards the sky. Squeeze the arms together. Become one straight line of energy. Lift up onto your tippy toes. Squeeze the knees together. Squeeze the ankles together. Draw the hands to the heart center. As you begin to squeeze knees, ankles, hips, everything together, lowering onto a nice toe stand. Finding that balance as the knees press forward, taking your time to focus your mind on one single point in front of you. Coming back to that inner awareness that is divine. Go ahead and draw the heels down, extending the hands forward. Roll yourself into a little ball. Onto your back body, releasing it all. Nice deep inhale. Brings you to extend both legs up towards the sky. Press your elbows down into the mat and lift your feet up and over your head. If you'd like, you can bring your hands to your lower back. See if you can keep your gaze in between the knees. Breathing into the length of the spine. If you have any cervical tension in your spine, this is probably not the best posture, so feel free to not do this posture if you're feeling any pain. Obviously, each of these postures is an opportunity to expand and also to become more aware of yourself. So be aware of yourself and only do what feels best for you.
This is your choice. You're doing this by free choice. No one is making you do anything. So take your time and breathe into the length of your spine as you take a deep inhale here, pressing the backs of the knees towards the sky. Perhaps you reach one leg up to the sky and then the other, coming into a shoulder stand. Breathing the breath up, creating even more space. The back body as you activate all the way up, lifting up, breathing up, lengthening up, feet reach up. Now as you exhale, you can either come back into Shavasana, or you can bring your knees to the outsides of the ears, coming into Karna Vidasana, relaxing your hips and your knees and the tops of your feet towards the ground. Taking your time as you relax your mind, coming into that space of deep reflection. Three more deep breaths here. Two more deep breaths. And one. Gentle release as you allow your whole spine to come in contact with the mat. Lengthen out your legs. Extend through your arms. Allowing yourself to come to a final resting position. Realizing that all the poses that you did, all the movements that you made, all the breaths that you took were just to get you to right here, a space where you can realign the intention that is divine. And feel that intention move up all 33 vertebrae of your spine. Fully initiating your mind into limitless possibilities, into the optimism of true love and joy. Embody these frequencies. Feel your heart emanate the vibration of love through each and every cell of your body. Just be here now.
On your next inhale, gently bring some movement into your fingertips. Your next exhale, put a little wiggle in your toes. Gently awaken the body, stretch all the way through your arms, reaching the hands up overhead. As you exhale, gently roll onto whichever side of your body feels most open, allowing your knees to draw in towards your chest and your bicep to be like a pillow. As you inhale and draw yourself to a comfortable seat, allow your spine to be upright, your palms to be open as you lift your heart up, breathe up, lift up, lengthen up. As you exhale, allow your palms to be face open on your knees, bringing the first finger and thumb together in significance of your spirit, your higher self, bringing forth harmony with your ego, that which is your worldly personality. And as you find harmony in your spirit and your ego, you create a deep sense of harmony with that which is your life's purpose, that which is your dharma. Within this lifetime, you can release yourself from the wheel of karma. Know that with each and every breath, each and every practice, with all of these poses, with all of the meditation, with the incense, with the tea, it's all helping you reach to a higher state of divinity, of truth, of awareness, of love, thus allowing you to rise above. Just be here now, in a space of stillness, of silence, of solitude. Your next inhale, reach the hands up towards the heavens. Reach up, breathe up, lengthen up. As you exhale, draw the hands to heart center. We'll do 3 more of these, adding Om as you exhale. So inhale, hands reach up, lift up, lengthen up. Inhale. Inhale. Bring the same sense of mindful awareness into the rest of your days. As I bow to you all, I say namaste. Thank you all for joining me today. Hope that you enjoyed that practice. How's everyone feeling?
Fantastic, brother. Give thanks.
Yeah. Blessings. Great to see you, Curtis.
Holiness, Andrew. Good to see you, family.
Yeah. How you feeling? Great to see you,
I'm
Nate.
good, brother. So good.
Much
So
love.
good. Good to see you as well. Much love, brother. See you soon.
Yes, definitely. I'll be back in Costa Rica in May.
All right, Holiness.
Out there, we definitely had a great time today. Thank you so much, Andrew. Also letting everybody know that Andrew is out in, is it Cayares?
Careas, Mexico.
Yeah, he's out in Careas. He's got a retreat going on out there. They're going deep in on the yoga. And if you want to join, there's 3 tickets left. You got that link in the description. You know, definitely dive into yourself. If it's in sync, this may be a secret treat for you. So I just want to send love. Thank you so much, brother. I want to keep diving in just a little bit to bring in some insights from the tribe and see how they digest today's yoga. But we give thanks.
Definitely. Well, blessings. Thank you all so much for joining. I have a teacher training to go teach right now. So I appreciate each and every one of you for showing up, not just for this class, but also for yourself. That's the key, is really coming back to this awareness that we can show up for ourselves. And that's the beauty of life, is coming back together and coming back to this sense of self-empowerment. So I appreciate you for being here. Much love. Until next time.
Bonus. All right, family. So I'm just going to check on the other side of things and make sure that I'm coming through clear enough. And is anyone able to hear me out there?
I can hear you. It's a little lowish.
Okay, let me put some juice on it.
Throw some tea on that.
That should be better. Yeah, that'll be the combo today. All right, so how are we sounding? Does that sound better?
I find so. We can see what everyone else thinks.
Okay. I'll speak right into the microphone. I'll get a little boisterous with it. And first and foremost, tribe, wow, like when we go through these practices in the yoga, you know, and get an opportunity to feel in deeper into our body and our consciousness, and then take those breaks of the Shavasana and just allow that energy to move. It's truly, truly another awakening for you to see just what a gift you are to yourself. And, you know, even if you feel tension at times and that intention, that tension moves through, and then you feel that, you know, that what I would like to really say is contentment. It's just a moment or space where you're like, you know what, I could really handle this type of level of relaxation and comfortability with myself forever. And the more, of course, you practice yoga, the more you feel in deeper into those spaces. Also, because it involves a lot with the hips. As was mentioned, the hips is where the birthing of all of us happens. And, you know, in life, you know, especially because we sit down a lot in most cases, that our hips become closed. And so when you get an opportunity to do these stretches and open up your hips, you find that you actually awaken not only higher levels of your consciousness, but you also release things that have been stuck in that area. I wanted to just really bring some awareness in conclusion here also to some etymology that was coming through the co-creative consciousness, the soul, the spirit, while the yoga was happening. And it is appending to, and this is very short, but it's appending to what I was mentioning earlier before we started about restoring your temple. And along this vein of things, as we read the symbolism says, of course, that the temple is the body. But I wanted to bring awareness to 2 different words that are used to determine kind of what you're doing with your body or with your God, if you may. And one of those words is offering. So if you just whip out a piece of paper in your mind and you spell offering, you could see it has the word off in front of it. It's also why the word cough sounds that way, and even also why the word coffin sounds that way. And when I was looking at this etymology around just, especially Western spirituality, a lot of these words were really jaded, and offering came up to the consciousness. And it was like, so if we're making offerings to gods, or, you're making a offering even in a sacred act, why should it be called an offering, since after all it seems like you should be turning on something, not turning it off? And as I look deeper into that, I asked the consciousness, I said, so, what would be a better word to use? And it said, well, what's the opposite of off? And I said, on. And I said, well, is there any word that we have in the English language that actually means anything around giving any kind of praise or a gift or gratitude to something? And I was thinking on, offering, honoring. It would be kind of like honoring. So I was trying to create another word. And as I looked at the word, I said, no, you actually haven't created another word. Honoring is actually the word honoring. It's just that the H is a little bit silent, as we find H sometimes is a silent character. So I wrote the word down, and it was honoring. And I said, that makes sense. Because just like when you see this, they call it the sun salutation, a salute is an honor, right? Like that when you're on a military base and you salute someone, it is because they have a certain rank, so they've achieved something, and you're honoring them or respecting them, right? So we have two different energies that can come in service of the God or the temple. An offering, which seems to also be, if you lens in a little bit further and you see an offering and you get kind of what's going on or how the people have externally taken the knowledge and wisdom of what goes on with your body and try to replicate that in an external environment, and what it could create if for somehow people get off track with what it's really about and what it's really for. So if you think of offerings, this is like sometimes when you walk into these temples, you will see all this stuff on the altar that, to be quite frank, especially invisible God probably wouldn't want. There's a lot of, first of all, physical things. There's, pieces of food, pieces of candy. I've seen it all. There's a lot of flowers generally. And so what happens is that I feel like that what's happened with people is that they started thinking about, well, what would I want someone to give me for me to give them a favor, right? And this is, to me, where this whole offering thing started. It's like, it's things that appeal to the lower chakras, if you may, food, things that maybe that person would want. So they just say, hey, I'm going to go and offer this to the God. And I also feel like that if there are entities and spirits out there, that there would be, let's say, lower ones, and then there would be higher ones, right? And that an offering would probably go to a lower or a lesser God, something that can appease them. So thus far, what we've noticed in Western occultism is that's exactly what's going on. There's a lot of offerings. There's a lot of prayers, which is another word that we looked at that was pretty off. Praying is actually to go and hunt for something. And then, of course, the big one, sacrifice. Now, all of these words, they actually do mean something. And there's better words. Is what I'm saying. But when you use specific words, it does mean specific things. And while our intentions are ultimately what prevail, if you can get your words aligned with your intentions, now your heart is aligned with your mind and what you're saying, right? So that's why we use this term honoring, because what you really see is that, well, this is a celestial event that's taking place. It's not something physical. And what it is for us to recognize each other. Yo, I see you. I see what you're doing. That's even what the namaste is. I recognize this divine soul in you. I'm on the journey too. I'm sure you recognize it in me. It's a way of recognizing and saluting each other, especially for our accomplishments, because you often see that, especially with humanity, and this is just how we are, especially even with children, when they're not recognized or they're not given that moment of recognition to, hey, I see what you've done or what you achieved, it kind of stagnates their growth because they don't have anything at first to kind of reflect off of to let them know, hey, you're doing well. So we'd be surprised when someone else tells us that we are doing excellent and we're doing well, or they like the way that we do it, how much that does for us. Now, of course, I always am hearkening unto the days of self-substantiation where you don't necessarily need someone to do that, because it could be a slippery slope. We've seen that before where, a person could take in a lot of enamorment and they get a lot of praise, and then it start corrupting them in certain ways, because that praise, what I feel like, starts becoming offerings. Like, hey, I'll give you this to do this for me. And if the person starts taking that and gets tied into that, it kind of corrupts them. So that's why balance is key in all of this, because it's also making sure that you don't swing to that other pole where, you know, you're just like never getting the recognition from your tribe of what you've done and what you've been able to accomplish thus far. And that's why, again, as I mentioned yesterday, when we design things here for everyone to experience, we take those things into account. And even now we're working on yet a grander, I wouldn't say explosion, because it's like going into all of our materials and then really, really just clearing the space around any kind of confusion that may be in something that's said. Or if you want to actually go for something specific, like you want to be a master in etymology, here are the courses in which we talked about that. And here is those courses in order to how we came into that experience. So I feel like we have one more final run with all the materials that have been presented in the last 10 years to create a very, very strong, cohesive curriculum. And from there, this experience that we're continuously having, we can continue to have that experience with success as far as what we want to learn internally, but also with our tribe externally. We gain that recognition of those who are progressing through this journey and are actually also here for us, because the more that you gain levels of wisdom and awareness of yourself, the more you're in a position to share that and want to share that with others. And you actually really want to make that as a way that you exist, not just that a way that you live or you sustain yourself financially, et cetera, but a way that you exist. So it fills every fiber of your being, of this yin yang flow between self and honoring self. That means that you're actually giving things to yourself that allow you to move from the lower chakra centers, like just the petty things that are redundant. Because as what's mentioned is that the body is never going to be satisfied. It's no different than that you feel hungry every day, right? So you could eat this huge meal last night. I mean, grandma could have went in and it's just the whole table's laid out, and the body's going to be hungry again next day. That's symbolic. It's saying that it never is really going to end. The body's going to want more and more. It's going to want more people liking it. It's going to want more partners. It's going to want more and more and more. So what you have to be is on top of the chariot on these horses. They're very strong, these urges and these passions. But you can't always run off into where they want you to go, because there is a higher state of consciousness that actually understands greater things about your experience also. And again, I don't want to get anyone into the good, bad here. It's just something to be mindful about, because if you're doing too much of one of those, you're going to come unbalanced. So that's for both things. If you're all the way up there in the crown chakra all the time, you're alienated, as we talked about. You can't connect with anyone. You know, you feel like the world is a horrible, evil place and that everybody's got it wrong. And technically, you're actually living in an opposite frequency to what you think. Because you may think, well, and I'm up here and I'm pure, and the opposite is going on inside of your consciousness. So this is why, again, you got to get in there into your own temple and do the work. Listen to these tones and these rhymes and these riddles in the words, which are how we're communicating the program that we're using, and then allow the knowledge and the awareness and the wisdom and the experience to lead you to that pathway to yourself. So I'm going to give a moment and an opportunity for those that did join the yoga today. If you have something to say, if you have something that you want to ask a question about, we did send a notification to everyone. Excuse me a second. We did send a notification to everyone so that we could all attend together. And so here we are again today. So I do want to give that opportunity. Also, if you're on the YouTube, one second. If you're on the YouTube side, and you're over here there like, how do I get in on this? Because, you know, some people are like, how do I get in? Where's the link? We sent out an email first, and it's also in the Secret Energy group. If you don't have a link to the Secret Energy group inside of Geneva, send us a link or send us a message inside of support, and we'll get it to you ASAP. And what we do is we send out an invite, because it is an invite, and you fill out the invite, you get the link to the meeting, you come in, you do yoga. So if you want to jump in on this, we have been coming in every Thursday. That seems to be where we're at right now. We may switch to Friday, but you will get notifications about where we're at and what we're doing. Also, if you're on that email list, which also if you're a member of Secret Energy, you should be on that list, then you get these notifications also about different events that we have, such as the Clubhouse that we did yesterday. So I just wanted to mention that. And all right, so I'm going to set the line so you can unmute yourself if you do have a question or you have a statement or something that you want to say, Wholeness.
Wholeness. How's everyone doing today? The ancestors blessed me with some new nomenclature. So I want to first highlight that before I was going by Daniel Ramon, my birth name. Daniel Ramon Tardy is my birth name, and the ancestors blessed me with something new. So I go by Nathaniel. I appreciate the idea of honoring, and I feel the body is this biomechanical relay full of information, and it feels like when the energy is moving through my body, that the higher spaces, the higher intelligence is desiring that information that's held in my body, whether that's a karmic memory or an ancestral memory. And I find that when I work with the tension in different parts of the body, it's actually, I'm working with the ability to feed these higher thoughts or the higher mind or these higher beings. And I can feel the relationship as the energy flows from that point of tension, let's say out through the top of the head or out through the hands, that there's a direct connection between me and what I would call the physical space. And I can actually, it feels like a handshake. It feels like an agreement, something that is being honored and is a tangible connection based in the tension and then based on the energies that are being fed. And I also love the contrast in the lower chakras. That's something that I've had experience with, being stuck in loops or patterns of giving the energy away from the lower places. And now I'm seeing the benefit in honoring it, honoring myself, having the energy rise to the heart. And sometimes I notice that also feels like anxiousness or feels like excitement. When I feel that energy come up through the heart, it wants to continue to rise. And it helps me then understand how people can get locked in the throat because the energy is moving up through the heart and just wants to continue to rise. And sometimes we don't have the biomechanical mechanisms or practices in order to exercise that energy that's coming through. So I appreciate yoga in that way to help unlock these different places and release these ancestors and release these memories into the higher spaces around wholeness.
Thank you so much for that, brother. I do want to make sure that, just since you brought that up, and I feel like that's a powerful point of clarifying for everyone that if your chakras are like planets, there is, say, a bright side and a dark side. And alignment is when you're in honoring up these lower chakras into the higher chakras is really just a sequence of what you're doing with that particular chakra, right? Because we also see the lower chakras as very valuable. Like, it's not like, hey, let's leave the lower chakras, because without the root chakra, you cannot power the higher chakras. And so it's really about when you're honoring up the energy from your lower chakra, you're simply switching your lower chakra on to very constructive uses of that sexual energy. So I would trust that everyone understands it that way, not that it's just like the Christian version, right? Where it's like, yo, stop doing everything. And it's like, what the lower chakra to me is very symbolic to is bass. And if you ever go to a party and there's no bass, then you don't really get a dance happening. But if you go to a party and there's a lot of bass happening, then things are moving, because there's just a stronger vibration that's often necessary to wake up a being, so that way that they can begin to ring because I believe this is probably what's happening like a bell. You know, you're hitting that bottom, boom, center. That thing is just. And I saw this the other day because it was weird. I'm not sure if it works like this all the time, but you know, I can hear my frequency in my ears. So if you plug your ears, or noise canceling headphones seem to do it sometimes, but you can hear your own frequency. You can hear this ring in your ear if you listen. And you can even get a tone generator and actually tune that tone generator until you hear it start wobbling in your ear if you're listening to it. And then that way you'll know the exact, kind of like the exact frequency you're on. And it's just very interesting, though, that I could hear that my frequency was a bit high that morning, and I stood by the pool and I put my finger in the pool, and I saw the ripple that the finger that I put in the pool ripple. And it was weird because it almost was like the ripple was a little bit off the top of the water, almost like I could literally see like almost like an energetic film going across the top of the water. And of course, how my mind works is like the inventor's mind. I thought about, man, if we had like just a plate and it was like, you know, purified or sacred water, rainwater or whatever, it would be great for you to finish a manifestation or finish your yoga or whatever you were doing and setting your intentions, and then go and just touch the middle of that plate and watch. And when you see that reverberation, you know that that's life. That's why they tell you that reverberating or ripple effect on a river could be used as a meditative practice. And I would personally would be like, man, earlier I was like, man, you know, why would I be sitting? That sounds pretty boring to be watching ripples in the river. However, now I totally got it when I saw that ripple, because you see that vibration and you know that vibration is going to continue. And it kind of connects that, man, if that was one of my intention would have went out, and it would have kept going, and it would have joined and amplified with other things. So I feel like that for us right now, especially because we really practice the laws of balance, it's always being very clear that we're not talking about that, okay, you don't dance anymore, you don't make love anymore, you don't do anything because the lower chakras are cut off and you need to sacrifice that to the higher chakra. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that every chakra has a specific sequence of balance, and tuning it into that to serve your higher state of consciousness so that everything is being utilized is the key to the activation, right? And the sustainable activation. I will say it that way, because folks can activate, but can it be sustainable? So thank you so much, brother, for bringing that in. So we're going to keep it going. We're going to allow it to continue to flow. If you have something that you want to build into to this morning.
Wholeness.
So wholeness.
Wholeness, brother. Just wanted to add my intention that I shared was just to be fully in connection with the breath, and tying that into where I would breathe before I would move. And, you know, this is the whole part of the yoga in your actual body, is uniting that breath with the movement, the higher and lower. And as the brother went until we were finishing, you know, he's like, bring your palm, you see, that's your foundation, the floor, and you bring it to meet the higher. And, you know, that's just how these things come into me. And even Gail brought something yesterday about what your Wednesday meditation will be. And the Wednesday is the Mercury, the messenger, and even taking that, the process of creation within your body, to even just take that breath before I release a message that I'm trying to convey to people as well. And that, you know, the unification and it just transcends everything. I was seeing the body and the head, and this is still the microcosm going back, because still the hand is just, that's the five. So just wanted to share my thoughts and wholeness and for the yoga and all the tribe.
You Aquaman. You know, the thing is about the beauty of this whole thing with us is that the more that we're seeing this template being exact on our own, right? Like that's to me a big key. It's like, because it's a universal template, it doesn't become what Sevan said. I don't know what Nassim said or whoever said. Our whole goal is to just make sure it's transmitted properly, so that the being that is just like us gets it. And then you start seeing the codes just unravel from back to forward. It's like you gain this algorithm that answers what you need to know when you need to know it. not so much as being full of a bunch of knowledge. And I also think that that's what that scripture was referring to, that Andrew read earlier, was about basically really learned people. I mean, they just got all these books and they know everything about how it works, but they don't have that intuition anymore. Or they have not unlocked that intuitive side of themselves that is basically the key into all that knowledge, because all that knowledge could be sitting out like multiple tools, but do you know how to use them? And even more specifically, do you know how to use them on yourself? Do you know which one specifically you need? And so that's that map to ourselves, and that's that language of ourselves, that it takes us the time to actually to learn how it works for us. And this is just really the entry part, is where we speak on it, and it's like an open session, and then we gain it. That's what I feel like knowledge is, because knowledge is, it's powerful, but it's out there. It hasn't been applied yet. Then the wisdom is actually when you start really digging in on that knowledge, and you see that connection in how you harmonize with things around you, how you see things. And then finally, experience is when that knowledge is applied, or that wisdom is applied, and then now you actually see the results. And at times, we need to see both sides of it. We need to see the time when we didn't apply the wisdom, and then what happened? And like, I added too much salt. Okay, now I know not to add that much salt again. And then the next time where it gets it right, it's like, that tastes perfect. Now it's calibrated. And our life experience, as long as we can be patient and compassionate with each other, is just that, like having that open sanctum to be able to go through that experience and put all of it together so that it begins to connect and it continues to give us a greater life. So thank you so much, brother, for, bringing that into the space. And I always feel like everything that a person says, I don't even think it transcends into language anymore when we're all together. I feel like that it's greater than even language for us. And it becomes this harmonization of connection, as like, okay, well, this morning on Thursday, for I guess it's been about an hour and a half, we've had the opportunity, almost 2 hours, we've had the opportunity to really refresh our being. And we've done that in what appears to be a virtual space online with Zoom and all that. But what's really happening is it's the ether, the real Ethernet, the organic Ethernet. And that's charging us. That's allowing us to see each other and be like, you know what? I really cut for this person. I really like this person. I really feel like that it's amazing to be on the journey with them. And that gives us empowerment. So is anybody else out there that has anything that they want to really deliver into the space before we run on today? There was no fools here today. It's April 1st, but no fools here. I mean, we was on point. But actually, at the end of the day, baby, have a little bit of fun today. It's funny because it's about to be the beginning of Holy Week.
I got something for you. So something came through this rising, and so it's a statement, and then I have a question. What I said in the cycle prompt was, I don't want to know everything. I just want to know the algorithm, so that way, when I get in front of something, I know how to act. The act being karma, the action. So now I know how to act, to think about it. That's the action. When in front of the thought being the ultimate is the dream. So our thinking is our dreaming. And now we know how to act within the dream, which I really feel correlates to the whole conversation we had yesterday. But the question I had, because we have been going into the hips since the Goddess and the Explorer, is there a correlation to the hips and the brain hemispheres? Because I know within the university, you went into the waist and the mouth, and how just that whole relation to the head and the body.
Yeah. When I saw it in pictures, because they have these pictures that, I don't know, I think the Catholics drew these up, the Jesuits. And basically what they're drawing is they're drawing the different bodies on the body, right? And so they show that the stomach right here has this huge face on it already. And then here's another face. And so what all of this work is hinting to is that basically right here in the hip area is where there's a whole nother body. And it's literally like the beginning of what you would say is the middle kingdom. So we have from the neck. That's why, as we've been looking into, we see that the throat chakra, there's oftentimes a raising of the Kundalini right into the throat chakra, and then it kind of gets stuck there, if you may, like a person just kind of stays on the throat chakra journey. And I won't say, stuck. It's just, it's inhabiting that space. We have to learn how to use the proper words because everything seems to be condescending. It's stuck. It's over. It's I'm trapped, and we get rid of all of those kind of phobic words and just say it's residing there now in the throat, and it's like, okay, I wanna stay here a bit longer. I really like the whole field, and what that is that's right before you really get to this. This up here has technically its own throat, and it sits like somewhere right around here, right? And so what we have is we have these different segments of our body that literally are what I feel like are the deity themselves. They say that if you ever saw the deities, they would be very similar to the sexual organs. This is what, those who've made journeys and traveled extended journeys and found the creators and said that the creators kind of more look like the genitalia more so than actually how we appear. And then when you look into the ancient traditions, you find that they generally signified the deities, the main deities, as what we have as our penis and our vagina, or the Shiva lingam and the Shiva lingam, basically. And so, well, no, there's a Shiva lingam and there's the, somebody help me out here. There's the it's the phallus and the ovum. And
Yoni.
it's the yoni. Thank you. So it's the lingam and the yoni. You got like. Mm-hmm. So the reality here is that we have these upper kingdoms and lower kingdoms, and they, in respect, have their own rulership. So that's what that would signify to me, is at the waist, there is like the next realm or the next kingdom, and one could rule from the center of their body. If you imagine that the dantian is right here, right? So this is where the energy has to meet. And this is very interesting because you got to know geometry, because there's an area in the brain that is the same as where the navel is, right? So it's based off of quadrants where you have a body, then another body, and they're in proportion. And so even when you're right here at the waist, what you're dealing with is there's now another head here. And then one could move from that part of their body, from just the center of their body, or one can rise up through this area here. And this is the map. The whole body is the kingdom, right? So they could rise up through this area and find this exact area in the navel up in here. And what I believe is that the overall use of these is based on what plane you're actually attempting to cause an effect in, if you may. So this vicinity here seems to be very effective at getting things done in the physical reality. And power built here in this center seems to be useful for that. While below the waist, let's say, for instance, this feet, from the feet all the way to this middle part, seems to be very proficient at getting things done in the underworld, like the whole stuff going on there. Because if you notice that even when you enter the underworld, there's always this thing where it moves slower. It feels like you're walking through clay or a denser field. And so you feel like you're exerting a lot of energy, but you're almost getting nowhere. And some may have had dreams like that. It's like you're struggling to get something, and that's another world dream. So the feet and the root chakra down here, and the use of this allows one to actually go through those planes really robustly. And then this area right here, all the way to this area, gets things done in the physical reality. Most people who have succeeded here in the physical reality, this part of them is extremely activated. And then, of course, we have this segment here is like when you're ready to take off. And as I said before, meaning when you're actually free, you're getting out of this 1,000-petal lotus. You're kind of leaving the avatar that you've built here, or the cabin, or whatever you want to call it, that you built here. And then you're kind of jettisoning up, almost like what it looks like when a UFO is kind of beaming somebody up. You're beaming up out of your consciousness. And the interesting thing they say is that a graduated being, if you may, can run their body, like all of the activities that they need to do here and what people really expect from them, etc., and not necessarily be still inside of their body, if you may, as one is waxing stronger with energy. Because waxing stronger with energy is just really moving your energy out of planes that it has really no use, and you're just kind of maybe sprung out over that plain. That's very similar to having like a lot of things to do. And it's like you're just not doing any of them well. Like my brother Life, we were talking about this the other day, and he said, man, it's like you could chase 10 chickens and you'll never catch one of them. It's like that in life where you just have so many things going on. It's just like you're just not really accelerating on any of them. And then, you know, that ability to be able to stop, you know, just take maybe one or two things and just focus on that. And in life, what that is for us is that we have so many dreams, so many things that we want to do. And even at night, you know, even with a distorted mind, it serves up a lot of those dreams and those passions. Like, let me try to get this tonight. But we're almost not even connected to it at all. Like we even don't even remember it because we're just not into it enough. We're in too many places. So what the meditations do is they bring you all into this one space where you are right now. That's what the term "be here now" is all about. And then you basically you stop your projector from shining electromagnetic energy into all of those other things, those half worlds, 75% created worlds. Like these are different projections and dreams that you know will never really manifest, or you know you need to let go. And then when you do that, it's just like if you turned off a light. Now there's going to be not only a reservation of power, and the light's even turned off. Come on now, the old power thing clicked out. The light, when you turn off a light, it gives more power back to the original projector and the original beam. So for us now, it's really choosing your body. It's like I said before, you look at your vehicles in the closet, if you may, or in the I guess for us, you know, because the costumes that are in the closet also, custom uniforms that you wear, the colors, the clothing. So that's kind of like when your car, if you may. So we look at these vehicles that we have, and we choose, when we especially make these intentions. That's why wisdom is powerful. They always talked about in these scriptures, even in Bhagavad, that wisdom is way more powerful than people think, because once you know certain things and how they work, that's all that's really necessary. And so when you're going in an endeavor, you're like, okay, should I use the underworld dragster? Because that's pretty much what that is. Big back tires. That's why the legs are symbolic to serpents themselves, right? So they're in competition. You know, one walks out in front of one goes in front of the other. We call that walking, right? So should I use the dragster, or should I jump into the I don't know, the Range Rover, or should I just completely go into the Tesla vehicle to be able to accomplish this journey that I'm trying to go on right now and what I know I'm going to face in that journey? And then what you're doing is you're always looking to keep all of them in the most optimal shape. That's what I was saying about maintaining the temple. It makes perfect sense that people want to leave the root chakra, right? It's no more root chakra things, as we were talking about earlier. I'm tired of that. Let me do Christian. Let me get myself into a straitjacket. But what's going to happen when they get all the way up there, if you may, and they've neglected all of this down here, just fall over, and that fall is going to be pretty hard. And so it's always about the total maintenance. And so we have to have that time, which we're taking even right now, to put the scaffolding up. I like seeing the scaffolding first. That means at least there's a sign of things are going to be getting repaired here. It's not that, we can immediately sometimes go right in and spend all day with ourselves. Some have it like that now, but many of us are working that time back. So scaffolding is like the mission for today. Like, start ordering the things that are going to assist you, like the Palo Santo, the sage, the paraffin wax, the Iriata mat, different things that we've discussed that are about you really just investing in you, because it's not here yet. You still need to order it, and you got to make that action. But if it's about you, what generally happens is you're like, you know what, I'm good. I'm gonna order that tomorrow. Oh, I'm gonna get it. And then next thing you know, you're back. You only remember this later on in the day or something like that. And then it just becomes out of your mind. And then you say, I'm going to do it, because that's, as I said before, your priority becomes, and because I feel like many beings are just doing their best here. Your priority becomes assisting others, assisting your family, assisting this job that you got, assisting the people that you work with. And you get so committed to that. And then you uncommit from yourself in a sacrificial way. So you neglect your own temple. Your temple becomes, almost in ruins. There's nobody there praising it anymore. You're not there singing to the high rooftops of yourself, and you're working in someone else's is sanctum. And many times in those spaces, there's no even acknowledgement that that's even a temple and that that's even a space that can be consecrated and made greater. Meaning that you can walk into another person's life, you can walk into another person's projection and see that they're just not actually there yet. We're realizing who they are. So this should become the direct indicator for us, especially if you're feeling like, hey, you know, these are times that I need to be prepared for, to take a step forward. It won't be a step back. Take a step forward and then actually say, you know what, I need to practice this extremely difficult aesthetic called self and taking care of myself. So I believe that we are now at that point. We are actually coming in tomorrow again for another amazing engagement. We have life and the giving of life and the sustaining of life as our major topic. We're going to be talking about children, but more importantly, we're going to be talking about abundance and how the fruits from our trees ties right into our abundance, but the current culture has us kind of stagnating our abundance. And then also when we're creating beings, we're getting some advice, especially from those who have really been through quite a bit in that process, getting some advice of how to raise very, very enigmatic, creative souls in 2021 is really up for conversation tomorrow. So this is a public event because we felt like that as First Fridays First Fridays for Sovereignty Mentorship have been consecrated towards that, which is bringing us in on an open mic and bringing us in for a connection, depending on what's there. We always have something going on, but this weekend, it's about life. So let's keep going. Let's celebrate life. It's Thursday. It feels like a Friday to me. It feels like I'm ready to go and do something wild. Maybe that's just because we got through this yoga. So I'm encouraging everyone to do something great today. Keep a smile on your face. Spread this love and this connection and this power and this energy that you've been given to others if you feel like sharing. Wholeness and balanced vibration. I guess it's open for everybody to say wholeness. I'll see you soon.
Wholeness tribe.
Wholeness.
Wholeness tribe.
Wholeness family.
Wholeness.
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 Wholeness. Wholeness. You want to say wholeness? You say wholeness?
Hey. Babies.
Wholeness, everybody.